Hey everybody, Tony with Torian Tech, and today we're going to show you how to make your own web app with absolutely zero tech skills. In this video, we're going to go over vibe coding, what it is, maybe you heard of it. We're going to show you the best platforms for it in 2026, and we're actually going to go through the motions to see if all you need nowadays is a great idea to make some great tech. So stay tuned and let's get it in. All right, so before we get down and dirty, what even is vibe coding? Vibe coding is a term that came out in the last 5 or so years, and that's when you use AI to make software for you. They call it vibe coding because oftentimes the people that use this method have no tech skills, and so they're literally going with the vibe that AI provides for them. Now that you know what vibe coding is, let's talk about how to actually do it. It's as simple as going to a website. Lovable.dev happens to be the most popular and actually Europe's fastest growing company in 2025, so we're going to use that one as our reference today. As you notice, it's a simple website. They've got templates down here to choose from, but we want to do something custom on our own, so you just simply type it here in the search bar. Under the hood is a large language model. We talked about those before, but it will analyze what you input, your input prompt, as they actually call it, and it's going to try to match a website to your specifications as closely as possible. How it does this is it references websites that are already online, but also Lovable in these websites have their own kind of skeleton template. You can imagine that almost all websites have a header, a footer, a hero section, maybe an about section. And the AI is basically just trying to fill in the blanks based on the information that you gave it. So if you say, hey, I have a car wash business and my favorite color is yellow, it's going to try its best to fill in the blanks with information about a general car wash company. And it's also going to fill in the color scheme to yellow and contrasting colors that match according to what's common and popular in the actual market. So it does follow some best practices when it comes to user interface and user experience, which is great. And I think now is just about time to try it out, eh? So I want to make a website for hiking because the spring is coming up and y'all know I walk a lot. So let's actually get into it. I want a website, a social website for hikers called The Green Book. If you know, you know. It should allow hikers to find trails nearby on a map. It should allow them to set hike dates, pictures, and reviews of the trails. Make the color scheme hunter green and attractive for young people. Y'all got to excuse my sloppy typing, but y'all see I was getting it in. Okay, let's push that button. I pushed it at 140. It's thinking. All right, it gives us a little time. I want to kind of track the time to see how much time it actually takes to do this. What we're gonna do, we're doing the completely free version. We're not gonna do any upgrades. I want to see exactly how far we can get with just the credits that it gives us and see what it makes. As you see, it's building. Thought for 15 seconds. Had to figure out what I actually wanted. You know, it's actually smart. Don't get me wrong. It's generating a couple images because every app has images inside of it. Since we don't give it any images, it's going to generate them for us and we can always replace them later. Let's see, it's doing some more stuff, setting up the design system, building, okay, and almost building page components. Like I told you before, these website builders have their own kind of skeleton templates. And so they are literally doing best practices that they know people are used to seeing. You don't want it to build you a website or application that people are so hard to use, they're not familiar with it. So that's a really good thing about using a site like this if you don't have any architectural skills yourself. It's doing its thing. I like how they've upgraded this to give you something to look at while it's doing it. Before, it was just like, all right, take your prompt and we'll see you in a few minutes. But it's definitely keeping you activated. Okay, the green book is live. Here's what I built. Hero section, trending trails, interactive map, upcoming hikes, trail reviews, responsive nav bar. Okay. Check her out. To make this fully functional with real user data, Trails database, and authentication, you'll want to connect a backend. That's very important to note there, people. But let's take a look. Okay. The green book looking nice. As you can see, all these images and everything, they were fully user generated. AI generated, so you don't have to worry about someone saying, oh, you stole my photo for your website. AI did this for us. Where it got them from, that's none of our business right now. But it did its thing. It put things on the map as well. Okay, I like that. It's using the Leaflet OpenStreetMap, which is cool because it's open source, meaning that it's free for anyone to use. It's got some markers on here. So, it pretty much did its job. Like, it tells you how hard the trail is. I like that. So, you see, okay, you can trail reviews. Literally everything I asked for. It's even got a little nav bar. Everything I asked for. That is tight. And we did that off of one prompt. Let's show it to you again. I want a social website for hikers called the Green Book. Now, what I want to harp on though is what it mentioned at the very, very end. A lot of the things that you need to make this a fully functioning website, it doesn't include. You can vibe code it to death, but figuring out authentication and databases, I think that'd be a little hard for the average novice. And we've already used up half of our credits for this application today in one prompt. But again, let's see how far we can go. We did that at 140. It spit this out at about 142. Let's keep on going. Let's see what else is going on here. Everything is nice and clean. I want to change this footer to be black and make sure all the text contrasts with it. So let's do that together as well. So you can actually have spot check and change things. Like, if I want to just change the text here, but I want to change the whole footer. So I'm going to do it without a visual edit, and let's see what it gives us. Second prompt. We're vibe coding away. I guess the text was already white, so I didn't really need to change the contrast with the black footer, but it doesn't matter. Let's see what we're doing here. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Nice and easy. Hey, I like that. Done. The footer is now black with light gray. Okay. It used a bit more of our credits than I was hoping. We were 2.4, now we're 1.5. That was kind of a lot for a color change. But let's see what else we want to change here. I like that. I want to add. Ooh. It doesn't give us a sign up page. As you see, a lot of the things aren't finished. Like, it doesn't give you a search bar either, but let's tell it to make a sign up page. Make a sign up page and include a button for Google login. I will handle authentication later. I don't want it to fuss at me for not having the authentication because that's not something that it does on its free tier. Let's go. It's thinking, again, this is 145. We started this app at 140 and it's already looking nice, y'all. Let's see what it does when it comes to the sign up page. Reviewing, I'll create a beautiful sign up page with a Google button. I like that. Thank you very much. It's doing its thing. It's editing. While it's doing that, I want to look at the actual code side of this. I know that's not so important to y'all, but Lovable does allow you to look at the code while you are editing it. It allows you to upload this to your own GitHub, and it also allows you to deploy it to a live production server whenever you like, meaning you can use your own domain name or you can use a domain name from one of theirs. It's totally up to you. And it's still doing the sign up page, so that's okay. Let's look at what's going on here. Okay. It did separate everything into components, so that's cool. Sometimes it'll put everything on one page, which isn't so fly, but it's learning. It's almost done with our sign up page. It used all of our free credits as well. So let's see what it came up with. That is a nice sign up page. It's got the full name, email address. You got your typical sign up buttons. I dig that. That is cool. But let's go back to the code. I really like to get into this. Like I said before, it did separate everything into components, so that's nice. Oftentimes, it will have everything on one page, which isn't so efficient code-wise because components are meant to be separate. Everything isn't meant to load every time the page loads. You definitely want lazy loading to make your app run as fast as possible and have the most smallest, that's not a good term, but you definitely want to have the smallest file size when you do deploy it. So enough of the high level stuff. Let's check out what else is going on. Gives you the pages, gives you the CSS, which is your color schemes. And again, because you're able to deploy this or upload this to your GitHub, you don't have to rely on this code or Lovable anymore. You can kind of do what you want with it after. And that's actually what I do as a software developer when my clients bring me their vibe coded apps. But nonetheless, I think anything else I can get into here would be highly technical, and I don't want to beat y'all down with tech stuff. But let's look at this app one more time. If I can find it. Here we go. Boom. Yeah, man. That was easy peasy lemon squeezy. I like that. All right, now that we've done that, everything looks great. I kind of want to just talk about, everything in general. As you can see, it's really, really great for making the layout, the look and feel of everything. But we asked it to do 3 things, and it already ran out of credits for the day. It needs us to buy more. It didn't give us the things that are really pertinent to making it an actual app instead of just a prototype, meaning authentication, the database. For instance, if you're wondering why a database is so important, you don't want to save all of the pictures and all of the user data and every single user's data on the application, because the application gets saved on the phone or on your web space. And if it's a large file or a large web space, it's not going to run as efficiently as it should. And so it's better for a lot of the things data-wise to be held remotely in a remote database. They're nice enough to give you a database here. It's called Supabase. It'll get the job done to sync things through, build you a nice prototype. But I personally, as a software engineer, don't recommend it. It's not SOC 2 compliant off the bat, as opposed to something like Firebase, which is very easy to configure to be highly compliant with any federal usage that you might come across. And also, when it comes to things like authentication, like I mentioned, they're just not there. It's not going to do it for you. And if you don't have those, you got your app leaking data and being large and just not something people want to use. So up to you. Vibe code away. Either way, this is great. Send me your vibe code apps. Let's see what you guys make.